Pakistan, the land of culture, history, and mysticism, hides within its depths stories that can freeze the blood in your veins. Every fort, every forgotten mansion, every lonely road after midnight carries whispers of those who never left. Our story begins with a travel vlogger named Arjun Mehta, a fearless storyteller behind the channel Kuni Monday, who decided to explore the top 10 haunted places in India for his next big project. He believed in logic, in proof, not in the unseen. But sometimes the unseen believes in you. First stop was Bhangarh Fort, Rajasthan, known as India's most haunted place. The ruins stood silent under a blood-orange sky. As Arjun recorded his intro, a cold wind swept across his face. Locals had warned him not to enter after sunset, but he laughed it off. As the clock struck 6:30 p.m., his camera caught something strange, a shadow moving against the wall. But there was no one there. He turned around, but the air was thick with whispers. Jail Jow. The faint voice of a woman echoed. The temperature dropped, his lights flickered, and his drone crashed from the sky. Later, reviewing the footage, Arjun saw a translucent figure in a white sari standing behind him motionless, head tilted. Determined to continue, Arjun traveled to Dumas Beach, Gujarat, infamous for cremations and strange nighttime screams. The salty wind carried the smell of burning ashes even when no fires burned. He set up his mic and camera at midnight to record ambient sounds. Suddenly, footsteps approached him on the sand, but when he turned, no footprints followed. Then came a voice, whispering his name, Arjun. He ran, but the voice followed, first soft, then deafening. He tripped, fell, and the camera tumbled beside him. When he looked up, a figure crouched near the camera lens, staring straight into it. By morning, when he retrieved the footage, all he could hear was static and faint laughter. Next came Shaniwarwada Fort, Pune, where the ghost of a murdered prince was said to cry out, Kakamala Vachaba, Uncle, save me. Arjun decided to test the myth. He waited in the fort courtyard past midnight. The silence was endless, until it wasn't. A child's cry pierced through the air, echoing against the stone walls. Kakamala Vachaba. His torch flickered and went out. In that darkness, he felt a small cold hand grip his wrist. Terrified, he stumbled back, falling to the ground. When the lights returned, there was no one there, but dusty childlike footprints circled him. By now, his mind was torn between disbelief and fear, but he had 7 more places to cover. His next stop was Dow Hill, Kurseong, West Bengal, known for the headless boy of Victoria School. The dense pine forest surrounding the school gave him a strange feeling of being watched. As he trekked through the mist, he heard faint laughter and saw something small moving between trees. When he pointed his flashlight, it revealed a boy, but with no head, calmly walking down the path before vanishing into the fog. Arjun froze, unable to breathe. His own camera lay on the ground, recording. The screen showed him still standing there, yet his reflection wasn't visible. The next location, Agrasen, Baoli, Delhi, was a place of ancient whispers. Locals said the black water of the stepwell used to call out to visitors, luring them to jump in. Arjun sat on the steps, narrating his video when ripples disturbed the still water, though no pebble had fallen. Whispering chorus rose from the depths, dozens of voices chanting his name. He leaned closer, his camera focused on the dark surface, when a pale hand shot out, grabbing his wrist and pulling him toward the edge. He screamed, yanking himself free, tumbling back up the stairs. The footage would later show the hand clearly, skeletal, with long nails and bracelets still clinking underwater. That night, Arjun uploaded a teaser clip saying, "You won't believe what I've seen. India's haunted places are more real than you think. Subscribe before the next episode drops." Thousands of comments poured in, eager and terrified. But what none of them knew was that the next episode might be his last. Arjun's next destination was Yatinga, Assam, a place where birds mysteriously plunge to their deaths every year. He arrived during monsoon season when fog blanketed the hills. As he filmed, hundreds of birds flew overhead only to dive straight into the ground. He felt dizzy, as though something was pulling not just the birds, but his mind. Voices whispered in Assamese, something he couldn't understand. Suddenly, he saw a woman in tribal attire staring from across the fog. She smiled faintly, then pointed toward him and vanished. His compass spun wildly. When he reviewed his footage, she was still there in every frame, even when he looked away. He fled to Kuldhara village, Rajasthan, an abandoned town cursed since the 1800s. Every house stood in ruins, and silence ruled the desert. As he walked through the narrow lanes, he heard anklets behind him. He turned, nothing. The sound stopped. He took a few more steps, and again Chan Chan. He ran toward the car, heart pounding. Just before he left, his drone camera caught something moving on the roof of a broken house. A shadowy woman watching him go. By the time Arjun reached Mukesh Mills, Mumbai, his face was pale, sleepless. This old mill was a known haunt for film crews who reported possessions. He set up a live stream to prove ghosts didn't exist. But as the feed began, his viewers noticed something, a reflection behind him, moving independently. "Bro, someone's behind you," they commented frantically. Arjun turned around, but the figure was gone. When he turned back to the camera, his own reflection lagged, smiling even when he wasn't. Then the screen went black. His audience thought it was a technical glitch. The next day, Arjun's footage uploaded automatically from his cloud. It showed him inside Ramoji Film City, Hyderabad, whispering, "I can't stop now. I must finish this." He was trembling. The video showed lights flickering, shadows crawling along the walls, and objects moving behind him. He screamed once, then silence. The next scene cut to him driving to his final stop, D'Souza Chawl. "Mahim there." He set up his final camera, whispering, "This is for everyone who still thinks it's fake. If anything happens tonight, remember me." In the dim lane, the ghost of the woman who died in the well was said to wander at night. Around 3 a.m., Arjun's camera caught ripples in a puddle forming shapes, a face, distorted and weeping. A cold wind slammed his camera to the ground. The last frame showed him turning, eyes wide, as something pale grabbed his shoulder. Then static. Days later, Arjun's car was found abandoned near Lambi Dare Mines, Mussoorie, another haunted site where hundreds of miners once died. His cameras were inside, but Arjun himself was missing. The footage recovered from his last trip showed him walking into the fog, mumbling, "They're all calling me. I have to go." His YouTube channel, Kuni Monday, later uploaded one final video automatically, a compilation of all his haunted clips. But this time, faint whispers overlapped his narration. If you listen closely, you can hear a soft voice saying, "Join us." Today, his channel remains active, the new videos mysteriously appearing every few weeks, even though Arjun was never found. Some say his spirit still roams in these haunted places, still filming, still searching for the truth that lies between the living and the dead. So, viewers, if you're watching this video at night, make sure your lights are on. If you ever hear a whisper behind you saying subscribe, don't be afraid. It's probably Arjun reminding you to stay connected, because the next story might just come from your city. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and join the Kuni Monday family, where every Monday brings chills, thrills, and the whispers of the unknown. Until next time, keep your doors locked and your cameras rolling.